Hi, welcome to my channel, and today me and DJ are doing the Great Zazzil Q&A with our guest Zazzil.
In the other one, I actually told you how to get his outfit. Just kind of look at it. This is no mod. This is just the regular game. You can't have your very own Zazzle. The key to it is to get his hair and his pants to match. And his eyes need to be yellow, pale yellow if you can.
I want to start out by saying that if you asked a question and you don't hear it get answered, you flew too close to the sun, and we are disregarding your question, not because we don't like you, but because, stop it, get out of the notes, okay?
Quit reading ahead,
Calm
let us
down.
write it first.
Okay? Just take it easy. I can only draw so fast, okay? Alright. First question. What are the species' lifespans like?
About average for a human. So we're saying that life expectancy is between 70 and 80. I'm not having anything right now wrote into it that has like an obscene long lifespan. And I don't have anything that has a super short lifespan.
That's fair enough. They're, think of them kind of like animal and human mutations, but they're...
Think of it as like if a human had the animalistic features of that, but it was still a human.
Furry, but cooler.
Yeah, it's like a furry, but cooler.
Favorite homestead character?
Is this for Zazzle or?
I was.
Are they asking my favorite Homestuck character?
Well, no. I have an answer specifically for Zazzle.
Oh, okay. Well, you go ahead and do yours, then I'll do mine.
Okay, so if I had to pick one for Zazzle, I think that he would be a pretty big fan of Doc Scratch. They both have like incredible cosmic power. Mm-hmm. They both do the whole witty banter thing,
right,
where they're kind of silly and aloof. And they also got them ulterior motives.
Oh yeah.
So I think the Zazzle would kind of kin Doc Scratch.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a very good answer. However, the correct answer is going to be Jack Noir.
Oh no, definitely not. But okay, continue.
Definitely a huge Vriska fan on top of that.
I will give you Vriska in the sense that Alice is a Scorpio.
He wouldn't care about that. I just wanted to get you mad about Vriska. I would say Alice would probably be closest to maybe Aradia. Yeah. I'm not great with this, so I'm going to say probably Aradia.
I can see that.
And then just because there would be a character that is somewhat like Gamzee if Gamzee was a little more chill.
That's a matter of opinion, but continue.
And I will also say that there is that Freddy would definitely be the Tavros.
Oh, I see what you did. Okay, I'm gonna move on before I start freaking out.
Yeah.
Can Alice change Zazzle's hair color like she can her own?
Yes, but without his consent, she would have to basically... This is gonna sound like I'm playing D&D, but she would basically have to beat his... He would have to basically fail his spell save, and he has such a high plus that would be...
He would have to be like incapacitated.
He would have to be incapacitated or something else to have that affected. It's so unlikely to happen that he's not going to be, he's not like going to put a hairnet, like a magic hairnet or nothing on that.
Right.
He's not worried about that. But yeah, that is without his consent. Like with his consent, yeah, she totally could. That's no problem. She's very good at that specific field of magic.
And the same can be applied to like characters that are not magically inclined. It's just that their ability to resist that magic would be...
It's the reverse of Zazzle, where his is so high, it's almost unlikely. Most characters that you're going to run into the show are so unmagically scared that it's almost, not even hard.
Yeah, so basically, yes, if she could overpower his magical defense, so to speak.
And the other people could if Alice was in a really bad shape, if she did have the power she typically did.
Okay. Glitter Biscuits win.
I think they got about like 6 more minutes in the oven and then they come out. But they gotta cool first. They're too hot.
The glitter biscuits will have their moment in canon eventually. It'll probably actually be a while. They were actually originally meant to be background characters. They just kind of found a minor place in the story. But I will say that if you like the glitter biscuits, I would search future chapters
And previous
for Easter
chapters.
eggs. And previous chapters.
You should
yes.
you should read every chapter at least 3 times a day to really absorb
You never
it.
know. They might just show up.
And they also might change because we lose all kinds of pages around here. So
Oh, wow. Okay, rude. When do you think the story pops off?
Okay, I'm gonna go first because your answer,
Is better? I know. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that it starts. Being unbiased, I would say it starts around the end of chapter 1 when she sees him in the rafters. If we haven't hooked you at that, the next one would be probably the dinner. I think the dinner's
The dinner is my favorite.
The
I
dinner-
had so much fun drawing that.
Yeah, the dinner's very well done. That was a lot of us. That was a very late night writing while eating Taco Bell. Well, by the way, Zazzil is brought to you by Taco Bell. Not sponsored, but they definitely helped. Let's see here. I think the final one, if you're not on board when you go through the portal, I don't know what more it's going to take to get on, except probably what you're going to say.
Yeah, I think the story pops off with his finger. A lot of people really have seemed to latch on to that. I think that's amazing.
Like a pinky promise?
Like a pinky promise, yeah. You guys have, like, cracked me up with all of the finger head cannons. That's hilarious.
And I will say that when I came up with that idea, I did want the figure to go somewhere else, but it was her ear. So, yeah, get it out of the gutter.
I didn't want to do the idea.
Yeah, she was
so
very much against it because of all the things you said.
Yeah. Let's see here. Can Zazzil duplicate or be in multiple places at once? And I'm gonna go ahead and, haha, yeah, because, his finger is not with him at, yeah, anyway.
Currently, yes.
Currently, he is Sans finger. Anyway.
He could have the ability if he wanted to. It's a very high level amount of magic. It's not out of his reach. It would just be like, do you really want to waste your magic on doing that, or would you rather order 1.5 million pizzas? You got to sort of think like, what was Zazzil? Why would he want to be at 2 places at once?
It would have to be really important because you wouldn't have 2 Zazzils at maximum capacity. You'd basically be having his power for each duplicate.
And he's still powerful enough that wouldn't really affect him dealing with normies, but if something else important popped up, then he would be much weaker. And it would be a full copy. Like what technically is happening with a figure is he is actually split himself. He's not duplicated himself.
Yeah.
We actually did have a duplication scene wrote before we came up with how the portals work, which I think this leads into the next question. But we were actually going to have it where while they were on their adventure, he was just sitting in the dining room eating, his seconds that he ordered. Because if you notice, he's in her bed as she leaves, he is no longer at the dinner table, but we originally had it wrote that he was going to, in fact, still be at the dinner table. But that's not canon now. What the canon is when she left, he was just like, oh, there's
Gotta go.
The little woman went upstairs. I'm going to have to go see if she's okay,
That was not the next question, but we'll go ahead and do the can Zazzil enter other realities, and then I'll backtrack up the list.
Okay, he can enter into other other planes of existence.
Yeah.
We do not have realms, and we do not have
realities.
and we don't have realities. We don't have alternate realities.
Yeah.
So you'll never see a blue Zazzil reality. You'll never see a reality where Freddy and Alice aren't friends. You'll never see a reality where Grandma got
run over by a reindeer.
Yeah, and Papa's pushing for the courtship. You'll never see that unless you write that. Ours, the canon will always be there. That's why we said the B dip we called it a B dip because all the things are different and they're all on top of each other. They're all their own thing, but they're all different too. They're all together, and they're all different, and they're all separate.
Can Zazzil have children?
I mean, yeah, he can reproduce. He does have that ability. Don't know if he's any good at it or not because he hasn't done that before. But
let's go to the next question. Can Zazzil see dead people?
I don't know. I kind of want to go back to the last question with that one. I mean, he can. He'd probably be freaked out. Like he'd be pretty spooked. It's like going into a morgue or something. He can see dead people or a funeral. Oh, if we do run into ghosts, they're not going to be actual ghosts.
They would be like a type of creature.
They would be some type of creature more likely, or something different. Like we'll put it this way: in this universe, when you die, you are now exiting the bean dip. If you were not in the bean dip, Zazzil cannot go to speak. Cannot see you.
I want a shirt that says "Now exiting the bean dip."
But that would just be like a death shirt. You don't want that kind of crap.
I just think that the phrase was really funny, but I like it.
That will be what Zazzil says when he dies.
Probably.
The bean dip.
It would be very dramatic too.
Scoop me out, and then he'll die.
Is Zazzil his only name?
No. He has other names, the same way that I have other names, the same way I'm sure you have other names. He has nicknames, he has full names, he's been around for a long time, so you can probably even imagine that he has names that he hasn't been called in years or decades or even maybe centuries.
Is Zazzil's current appearance his true form?
Yes. If you count like Alice's brown hair as her true form, then this is his true form, and I'm basing that on like when he goes to sleep, he still looks this way. When Alice goes to sleep, she reverts to the brown hair. That's her true form. So yes.
And I'll say like he could alter his true form.
Same way you can get a haircut. Yeah.
Yeah. So he can change what his true form would be. It's just that this is it for now.
And you've seen him change his form throughout the centuries.
Yes. How long has Zazzil existed?
Okay, so like again, we really need you to either tell us where the leak is, or at least just stop reading the notes. He is he's in the AD part of the spectrum. I'll at least give that away.
He weren't hanging out with no dinosaurs.
He wasn't hanging out with the dinosaurs. Yeah, so we'll say sometime after the fall of Rome. I feel like that's pretty.
He has a birthday.
That's pretty good. He does have a birthday.
Can Zazzil breathe?
I thought you didn't want to talk about that question anymore.
Breathe.
Oh. Okay, you can just cut that. I mean, yeah.
He has a respiratory system.
Yeah, sure. What do you think?
Well, I don't know.
No, I was talking to the audience. What do you think?
Does anyone know what Zazzil really is?
I mean, yeah, he can breathe. We've never had to address it yet. So as of right now, yes, he can breathe. If something changes, then no, he can't.
Does Zazzil listen to music?
I'm sure he's heard different musics throughout the years.
Zazzil loves the glitter biscuits.
He is a fan of the glitter biscuits.
Yeah,
we could say that.
Biscuits are wildly popular.
Yes. So yeah, he is a fan of the glitter biscuits.
I'll even go ahead and say Zazzil is a big fan of current media. That'll be elaborated on later. But
Zazzil will be. I don't like that. We should cut that.
All right.
So yeah, he's a fan of the glitter biscuits, and he's a fan of other things. And you'll see, you may even see him become fans of new stuff that he's never seen before.
Okay. Does Zazzil know why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal? That's part of a balanced breakfast.
Zazzil does probably know what is up with the CTC scene. Unfortunately, that has not been revealed to us, and we are afraid that if we reveal any major secrets like that, we could be in trouble with Kellogg's and their parent company, and then we'd be shut down and we wouldn't be able to make the comic for you anymore. So we could answer that, but look at what you'd be losing. And instead, you could just go buy you some Cinnamon Toast Crunch and eat that. So, yeah.
If there are more like Zazzil, will the story go into where he stands on that hierarchy, if it exists?
Yes.
All right.
Whoever asked that, it's a very well thought out question, but you gave me no room to elaborate, so I'm going to say yes. If that is a thing, we will definitely get into it. And if it's not a thing, then don't worry about it.
Wink. Does Zazzil just stay beautiful because he's a magic man, or does he work out those magic muscles?
I didn't know he was pretty.
He's beautiful.
Okay. I just designed him after myself, so like I said, I don't know.
Don't even lie. I
oh wow,
him.
Okay, that hurt.
I made him.
That hurt. I mean, no, he is. It's kind of like we talked before. He can change his appearance. I'm gonna probably say that like he doesn't have to work out to maintain that form. That's just sort of been the form he's been in for so long that he's just sort of, it's his form.
He chooses to be beautiful.
Yeah, I mean he does want to be appealing. Like if he has to go speak with your granny, mom, and dad naked at a dinner, he wants to at least look good.
Right. Yeah. That's how you make first impressions.
Yeah.
Why is Zazzil pink? Is his blood pink too? Again, Zazzil's pink because he wants to be pink. That doesn't really have terribly much to do with anything.
Yeah, there you go. He's also pink for it's a magical reason as well, and I don't really
we can
have the reason why yet. Some of it I'm still some of it I'm still writing, and I'm still sort of coming up with a good explanation for it.
Yeah.
It is a magical reason though.
The reason is there. We just can't explain it to you scientifically yet. Okay.
Yeah, it would just go over your head. So
tell us about his blood. The vampires need to know.
His blood would be the same color as his eyes. It would be a golden ichor.
Woo, fancy.
Yeah.
Will Zazzil ever grow his hair out?
If Alice really wanted his hair grown out, he probably would. And
True.
remember, it would take like a second because he's magical.
Yeah.
But he could. But I don't see him wanting to change his appearance. Not right now. He's kind of happy just being him. Like this is who he is, and he likes the short hair because you got to remember he's vain to a degree. So the short hair, the short spiky hair is kind of what's in, and that's what he's going for.
Yeah. Is Zazzil made out of magic, or does he only use it?
He is made out of magic because I sort of said that. We talked about he's a magic sausage.
He is a magic sausage.
And that stuff. So yeah, he is a magic sausage. So he is made out of magic to a degree. He does have a nougaty center that's a little bit mysterious.
Was Zazzil ever evil or destructive? Like just senseless violence. Cell levels of genocide.
Like he's never really
He's never been
he's never been murderous. He's never really harmed anybody just for the fun of it. I would always say he did it in some type of either self-defense or retribution. Poor decision making definitely could probably be one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But he's never been malicious.
No.
I will say that he does have a past, and he did not always have the correct answers, and that actually probably haunts him sometimes.
I think that's a good place to leave that question, actually. I was going to add on to that, but I think that's good. Last question. can we have a patron similar to Zazzil to give us magic powers? Real quick, want to point out, Zazzil does not give Alice magic powers.
No.
She has her own magical abilities. He is there and can help her enhance those powers. Refine is a good word. He's there to help her learn how to refine them and make them the best of her abilities. And he's sort of been that way to their family. It's just that, in return for that, he won a wife.
Yeah, and I mean that was what they agreed upon, and he has finally came around to collect because the vultures have finally, put a baby girl out for once.
Yeah, after all those years of showing up at baby showers and seeing it's a boy and having to go home.
See, it's a boy. Go, damn it.
Okay, so that was the last question of the Great Zazzil Q&A.
What, we're cutting all the spoilers out? That's ridiculous.
All the spoilers. I'm sorry.
Even the fact that Inkles dies in it?
Oh, wow. Rude. But yeah, we could probably do another one of these after we get a little bit more content out there.
Whenever, as long as we don't lose our pages or stuff.
Yeah, well, provided that doesn't happen, you can expect Chapter 6 the first week of April, and you can stay tuned for a new song if you're watching on desktop, and some apps on mobile do it. I know the actual Tapas app does not do it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's out there. And also, Patreon is up, but content won't be out until probably about mid-March. So you can look forward to that in the description, as well as links to everywhere that I post all of my art stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!